My Name is Bob, and by James Bowen and Gary Jenkins, the authors of A Street Cat Named Bob. Again, this is based on a true story. Yes, they were amazing. But Putter, hello Craig. Putter has a memorial stone out here in Albert's Garden that says always on, or is it always on patrol or forever on patrol? It's perfect, you know, because he used to go around here like he was the sheriff. So I highly encourage anybody to go on to Chatters. Hello, Norma. And just search for Putter and look at some of those old Putter videos. You know, of course, the rescue center looked completely different back then. You know. My name is Bob. My name is Bob, and I am a street cat. Shall I tell you my story? Then come with me. I thought I was going to tell you a story. I'm trying to get rid of a lot of things in my house. So I still had some antique lamps that they were Bonnie's mom's, and I'm not going to really use them. So I said, well, let me put them on Defiance, the shared services, and give them away. So as I was trying to take the picture, Mr. Gallant decides, hey, I want to get in on this. So he ends up like, I was trying to like, stop. You know, I'm trying to take pictures. You know what? I will take pictures and then I'll wait until he gets bored. And that's what I did. So if anybody goes to the Defiance Shared Resources page, you will see that there's two pictures there. One, the one picture is with both lamps, and then the other is the two lamps, but there's a big orange head in front of it. Maybe I'll show it to you. I think that
was a Bonnie thing, not a Billy thing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they were Bonnie's mom's lamps, and you know, I really debated whether I should keep them or not, but, you know, fortunately a lot of the things I'm getting rid of were Bonnie's things, and I really don't have any use for them. So these are the two pictures, and notice that in the one picture, Gallant is hogging up the pictures. So basically, when I posted the ad, it said, cat not included. So, and it just reminded me because, you know, that little Bob looks a lot like Gallant. You know, I wasn't always a street cat. I grew up in a quiet house with a kind old lady. She looked after me. She loved me and I loved her. I would curl up in her coziest chair and listen to the beautiful music she played. I thought I was the luckiest little cat in the world. Yeah, the lamps are really nice, but, you know, I'm really trying to pare down, and anything I really am not going to use, you know. I have an armoire, and it's a huge armoire, and the doors close, and we originally were going to see if we could put it in the kitty castle here, you know. Because it would be some great furniture, but it's too big. It is, you know, it's way too big, and it's a nice armoire. So between that and then I got a China cabinet I'm going to probably get rid of too. That'll probably be it for the furniture, because I plan on taking the rest of it. Hello. And one day, the old lady wasn't well. Gallant's doing okay, Anna. You know, he doesn't hear real well. So, if he doesn't see me, he kind of yodels. And he can be really loud. And he looks around for me. You know, because he's used to sleeping right next to me every night. You know. But he's doing okay. You know, and he's still a big old goof. I was handing out treats. You know what? It was that pate that's in the little tubes, and I was giving him. And he just pushed right through, and he wanted, you know, and it was to the point where he was like, you know, smacking the other cats because he has to be top cat. He's a goofball. They're all goofballs. Then one day the old lady wasn't well. I wanted to make her better, so I sat on her lap, watching over her from morning till night. But there was nothing I could do to help her. One day, some men in an ambulance came. I hoped they could make her better, so I chased down the road after them.
No? I thought you were digging the thing up.
I ran, and I tried to keep up. I jumped on to the bus, thinking it would follow her. But instead, it took me to on a long journey into the big city. After a time, the driver made me jump off the bus. The streets were busy and noisy. Everybody was rushing around so fast. I wish I could go back home, I said to myself. But I didn't have a home anymore. I tried to get some food from a dustbin. Dustbin? Oh, that's what they call them in England. Okay. But some street cats snarled at me. Get lost, one of them spat. I felt frightened, and I ran away. Derecho is not confined. He is sleeping. Obviously, he's going to be down for a little bit, and you know, while he recovers. But basically, Derecho is right here. He's on one of the Caranda towers at the very bottom, but he is out like a light. But he's doing okay, you know. Supposedly, now that he had 12 teeth removed, he's thinking of taking up hockey as a hobby, just to let you know. Hello, Susie. Look at that one picture of the snarling cat. Get lost. I ran and ran through the crowded streets, not knowing where I was. Thank you, Jesse. You know why I have these on? Because, oh, you're welcome, Ms. M. These are my backup reading glasses. I keep them in the car. When I unloaded the stuff I was donating to Goodwill today, my main reading glasses fell and I stepped on them. So that's why I'm wearing these backup glasses. So at some time I'm probably going to get another pair, but you know, these are what I'm going to be using for now. And I like these because they're nice and roomy, and you know, I bought them from Wish. And you know, I bought glasses from, and sometimes you get decent glasses, and sometimes you really get, you know how Wish is, you know, sometimes you get really, you know, awful things. So yes, and Derecho got the 12 teeth pulled, I think, on his. Yes, he is enjoying his life. Gallon is he's my buddy. You know, between him and Guinness, you know, they're my two buddies. And every morning, Guinness, you know, when I get up out of bed, he has to come over. And he does this. You know, that's it. And then he just goes to my lap and just sits there. He just wants to sit on my lap. He is, you know, he's one of the most faithful cats. And as you know, Guinness was my wife's cat. Guinness, you know, my wife loved Guinness, and it's hard not to, because he's probably one of the best temperament cats I've ever met. He is such a good guy. I ran through the crowded streets, not knowing where I was. That night, I slid inside a cardboard box in the doorway of a shop. It was warm and cozy, and it made me think of home. I was curling up in my chair. How I miss my home, I thought. The next morning, a big man woke me up. Scram! He shouted, shaking me out of my box. I ran away. Days passed. Everywhere I went, people chased me off. Weeks passed. I crept away and hid. Scram. You know, it's funny, Kitty's mom. Look at that. It's like the world's smallest box, and yet there she is, crammed into it. Jesus. That's so funny. And if you guys don't know, the Kiara is our most senior kitty here at the rescue center. Kiara was, she's going to be 15 this year, I believe. So, just a minute. Let me see if I have a... Sherry's meeting Melissa, and I said, I'm working in New Jersey. The house needs to be looked sooner. I am interested in what the basement looks like. All right, so my brother's looking at another house for me. It's right outside of where he lives. It's in another area, so and it's by a Wawa. It's right by a Wawa. I miss Wawa. Every place I've lived except for Defiance, there's been a Wawa real close by. It's like the best convenience store. You know. All right, so scram. Weeks passed, I crept away and hid. Hopefully I'll get this. Yes, and you know, when I lived in Pennsylvania, I lived right near the very, very first Wawa. You know, the very, very first Wawa was in the same county or in the same township that I was in. So, and everywhere I've been to. Now, no, yeah, and actually, Cat B, they're starting to expand into North Jersey, and this Wawa that's opened in North Jersey, it just opened up maybe in the last year or 2 years, and so. I just like their food too. Who is the oldest ever cat to live at FFRC? Anna, that's a really good question. Hi, Mighty Lore. I like them. You know, I mean, there's always going to be, you know, it's never going to be as good as a restaurant or a deli or anything like that, but it's still okay. All right, so who is the oldest ever cat to live here? So we had Ada Jane, who was 20. Jessie, I think, was 20 or 21. Sea Turtle was up there too. But I know Ada Jane, you know, she was the grand dam here, and she made it to 20, but I know that, you know, she didn't make it much past 20. I think Sea Turtle might have been... Was Sea Turtle 21 and past? Yeah. And somebody mentioned Jessie. Jessie was absolutely, you know, one of the oldsters here. So, but Kiara is definitely the oldest right now. When I lived in Virginia, there was a Wawa that opened up right near me.
What is a Wawa?
Wawa it's a convenience store. It's not that dissimilar from like 7-Eleven.
Okay.
But,
That I know.
you know, but they have a really decent deli, and they make good sandwiches on the go, and, you know,
Okay.
and they call them hoagies, which
Okay.
is great because that's what they're called in Philadelphia, and Wawa started in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. So, Yes. So even we talked at the when I first came in about Putter and Magenta, and they all lived to I don't know if Putter was 16 or 18, and Magenta was all real. So yeah, Jackie said that she was older than Dirt. Yep. And for those of you, you probably don't remember, but there was another cat here named Bondi. And Bondi was very old. The, and Jackie always said she was older than Dirt. I don't think they knew how old, but she was old just by looking at her teeth. And Bondi had a lot of health issues. Bondi lived in the welcome room. You know, that was her domain. And Bondi, I think, lived here about a year until she passed. But it's funny how the Bondi licks. That's right, Jesse. That's exactly what it was, because, you know, she loved the Bondi licks. That's exactly what it was. Yep. So, all right, let me get back to the book, because I am just really going off on a tangent. And then one morning I heard a friendly voice. "Hello, pussycat. Do you want to come home with me?" "Yes, please," I purred. I was so happy that someone wanted me. But his mother wouldn't let me in. "I'm not having that smelly cat in my house," she said, and she slammed the door closed. I stared at my reflection in a puddle. The face in the water didn't look like me. I was so scruffy and dirty, as though I haven't washed for a year. I was cold and hungry and too tired even to lick myself clean. Will I ever find a home again? I thought. Day after day, I walked and walked. Nobody wanted to feed me. Nobody wanted to take me in. Nobody wanted to be my friend. You know, you look at this, you hear this story, and this is like every cat that's outside. You know, stray cats. Winter came. Well, my life hasn't changed. I was alone, hungry and cold on the streets. And just look at that picture in the bottom right-hand corner of the kitty cat. So sad. But then when spring came, my luck changed. Hello, Stacy. I heard music. Beautiful music. I followed the sound and saw a man playing his guitar. I could tell he was sad and lonely like me. He looked like he needed a friend. So I followed him home. And I waited outside for him.
Where did you come from?
That night, I saw a pair of eyes glowing in the dark. I was cornered. The creature bit me as I tried to escape. The next morning, my leg hurt so much that I hobbled inside the building and sat by the stairs. Perhaps the man will see me here, I thought. Perhaps he will help me. Then I heard, "Hello, little fella. You look hungry," the man said. "Do you want to come in for some milk and tuna?" The man was kind. He stroked me gently and put medicine on my leg. "Don't worry, you were safe with me," he said. I felt like I could trust him, and he seemed like a friend. He told me, "My name is James, and I'm going to call you Bob," he said. When my leg was better, James and I went out to play music. On the streets, people smiled and gathered to watch us. James and his street cat named Bob. I sat at his feet while he strummed his guitar. I thought I was the luckiest little cat in the world, just like before. From that day on, we've been together, and we always will be. And then there's a lot of real-life pictures of Bob and James. About James and Bob. In March 2007, James Bowen, a busker, found an injured ginger tomcat in the hallway of North London block of flats where he lived. Realizing he was a homeless stray, James gave the cat somewhere to sleep and spent most of the little money he had on medicine to heal his wounds. He nursed the cat back to health, expecting him to return to the streets. But Bob, as James had named him, had other ideas. He started following James around, even jumping on a bus one morning as his new friend headed to work in Covent Garden. Soon, the pair had become a popular sight on the streets of London. People stopped to talk to James and to give him money and presents for Bob. James had been homeless himself and was trying to make a new life. Together, he and Bob helped each other to find happiness and hope again. In 2012, A Street Cat Named Bob, a book about their adventures, written by James with my help, was published. It became a bestseller around the world. Today, the pair still live together in London, where they are working on more books and to raise money for charities to help animals and the homeless. There are plans to turn their story into a movie, and I think they did turn it into a movie, but I also know that Bob passed away a couple years ago. So it was actually, yes, there is a movie too. All right. Don't have a lot of books today, but that's okay because I'm just yakking away. So we're going to talk about, let me just see what my brother wrote. I will probably have to bid way over the asking price if I like it. Okay. Yeah, the cats are all conked out. Hello, Karen. So this is called Cat Problems. Hello, David. Cat Problems. And if you really look at this cat, it looks a little... Uh-oh. Row! We interrupt this program. Hello? You're not in your box anymore. Row! Row! Oh, you can't see her. She's right behind the pole. It's Stacy, it's very frustrating. I thought I found the perfect house. I thought I would have gotten it. It was less than 2 miles from my brother. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom ranch house. So, actually, Karen, that's actually our Kiki girl. So, let me see what he has to say.
Good night.
Good night. All right. Yeah, that's Kiara. Kiara's okay. And like I said, Kiara is the most senior girl here. But Kiara is very vocal. She always likes to talk like that. Yeah, Stacy. Well, and that's the whole thing, Stacy. The house that I looked at a couple weeks ago, or that I bid on, they had 29 offers. 29. So, it's crazy. It's crazy. And the house needed some work, yet they probably still bid $50,000 over the asking price. It's frustrating, and it can be demoralizing. I can tell you that. And yes, Freya is being a cuddle bug to Canby. All right, so let's get into cat problems. I really considered just stopping my search because it's very frustrating. Where's that Sunbeam going? Hey, Sunbeam, get back here. Great, now I'm wide awake. I only got 19 hours of sleep. Sigh. Thank you, David. This actually was sold here for the longest time. So I decided to wear it today. Ah, a few old kernels of dry food. Wonderful. Thanks for remembering, folks. What does it take to get a little bowl service around here? Ahem! You're in my spot. That's where I curl up sometimes. You are in my other spot. And you're in my third spot. I think that cat might be my greatest enemy in the entire house. Night night, Ramsey. My paws are dirty. Blah! Guess it's time for my 17th bath of the week. A little privacy, please. Hello, Paul. Hey, look, an empty box. Now what? My eyelids are getting heavy. Heavier. Heaviest. Thump! Vroom! Whoa! Seriously, what's that noise? And that noise. 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 And that's noise. And that noise. And that noise, and that noise, and that noise. Oh, a monster! It's a monster, I say! Run for your lives! I told you I heard something. Stay away, monster! You do not want to mess with these claws. You do not want to bear the brunt of these teeth. Oh, no, you don't. Coralie is sleeping, Stacy. She was sleeping over here. We'll take a look at her second. Now what? Well, I guess I'll just bat this piece of foil around. As you can see, these are very major cat problems. Sigh. What's the point? I gotta get out of this house. I think that monster's gone. For now. I need to know what's going on in every room of this place. Yeah, Derecho's sleeping, Karen. I saw him before. Let me see where Coralie is. Coralie is right behind here, and she is awake and looking at me. She's right behind the pole. Hello, Coralie. You're blinking at me. You're blinking. Oh, is that Nyota? Yeah, I think that's Nyota. I want to eat that plant. I want to chomp that book. Kim C, it's probably been a little over 2 years. Yeah, she's giving me that squinty eyes. Wait a minute. Squinty. She's squinting. I might even see if I can move her bed so you can see her. Hi, Coralie. Where's Coralie? Your fans are asking about you. So let's move you out a little bit. Yeah. More Coralie. All right. There we go. So now you can see her. You're welcome. Let me see. She wants to know when you need the artwork on. No hurry, really. Okay, so that's good enough. Alrighty. I want to eat that plant. I want to chomp that book. I want to scratch that couch. But I already tore all the material of both arms. I want to rip that curtain. But hey, that's just me. You're in my spot. Again. You're in my other spot. Again. You're in my third spot. Again. Hi. Hi there. Why am I even standing here? Like, this is pretty random, even for me. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Wait, did I just sniff that catnip toy? Sheesh! Now I'm going to be awake all night. Why can't I? Goodness gracious, why can't I stop smelling his shoe? I have to stop. Still, it's intriguing. What is it with this shoe? Is this what the outside smells like? Does that sound like any cat here we know about shoes? Can anybody guess what, let me see. All right. Things would be different if I knew how to open a door. I haven't been outside in 8 years. Sigh. I'm trapped in this house all the time. I just go from room to room to room with nothing to do. You, cat! Hello! I confess that I have watched you mope. Now listen to me, cat. Somebody feeds you. Somebody gives you water. You warm. Somebody gives you water. Oh, you know what? I'm not reading it right. Because I'm supposed to read it across both pages. So let me try this again. You, cat. Hello. I spy you through this window. I confess that I have watched you mope around your house for months. Now listen to me, cat. Somebody feeds you. Somebody changes your litter box. Somebody gives you water. Somebody brushes you and keeps you warm and even hands you treats. Treats, I say. Meanwhile, I scurry around outside hiding nuts that I'll never again locate, evading predators that only seem to multiply. Things are difficult out here, cat. I don't have much. My branch, of course. This tree, although it's shared with roommates. A few nuts I've kept. A piece of ribbon, which I'm saving for some reason. A button. And that is about it. Sure, you may be housebound, and you may find reasons to gripe about your current living situations, but look at me, kitty. You think it's so great outside? Honestly, what I wouldn't give for just a touch of boredom from time to time. Yes, I would give you my right paw to trade places with you for a day. So quit saying, poor me, and start embracing the life you have. Everything else will fall into place after that. Think about that. I guess that squirrel really told him. How can I eat this very talkative squirrel? He's lucky there's a window screen separating us. Things would be very different if I knew how to open window screens. I have nothing to do when I'm vaguely hungry. Maybe I'll meow for a while. Let's see how this plays out. Meow. 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 Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. 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 Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. Yo! Those meows meant I want wet food, not dry food. Wet food. You get it? Not dry food, wet food. Not dry food, wet food. Let's try this again. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. 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 I was hoping Kiara would, read this part, because I think she can probably read this part pretty well. Oh, yes. My whole day has led me to this wet food, and this is a highlight for sure. And that says quite a lot about my day. Well, I guess it's okay in here sometimes. Much. Yum. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I already want some more. Meow? Anyone? Meow? Now what? You're in my spot. So, I don't remember where I got this book from. When's that sunbeam coming back? So this is cat problems. And it says, Jory John is the big cat who gives me treats, dry food, and wet food. He's pretty tall for a cat, maybe 5'11", and he's slow. You should see the two of us going up a flight of stairs. It's no contest. So anyway, I stalk Jory throughout the day. I trip him when he walks. I sit next to his computer screen and I meow in his face. Oh, my name is William. I live with Jory in Oregon. Although I'm not totally clear what Oregon is, in conclusion, may I have a treat? And then there's joryjohn.com. And then there's Lane Smith. Lane Smith is the cat I stare at from across the room. I'm always somewhere nearby. Some of my other favorite activities include sleeping on the couch, scratching the couch, looking out the window, chewing the tips of Lane's paintbrushes, and doing paw work, which is what I call kneading a blanket. Lane and that other cat Molly call me Lulu. I did not choose that name. So that is, and just the back. Meow, 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 meow. So, all right. So that is cat problems. And I only have one more book, but I actually bought a ton. I have a ton of books in the car that I'm actually going to be donating here. So when I'm not doing this anymore, somebody hopefully will take this over and read to you. I don't know. But my last book that I'm reading is called If You Look Around You. And I think this was Bonnie's book. As you can see, there's a cat looking out in the distance. And then if you look, there's another cat on the table is being looked at through a telescope. A point is the first star in the sky when night comes. So this is basically talking about like looking up with telescopes and things like that. Oh, I'm sorry, Stacy. Karen, I'm actually moving away. I'm actually moving to New Jersey. And I'm just looking for a house right now. So that's the plan. 2 points are Charlotte and her dog running in the fields. A line is the dog's leash. The Garden State. Yep. A triangle is a brush, a pencil, and a ruler lying on my table. Well, Karen, it's oh, thank you, Ms. M. It might not end. You know, there's still some things to discuss. Whether somebody else will do it, maybe I'll do it remotely. Who knows? A circle is what you see in the water after you drop a stone. A square is the magician's handkerchief. Yeah, I don't really know the logistics of doing it remotely. I don't know. I don't even know if it's possible. But if we can do it, I'm certainly game. You know. And I work remotely, Stacy. You know. And actually, I will be going into the office next Wednesday for only the second time, and I've been working there 2 years. So that's why there might not be story time next week. I don't know yet. A cylinder is Teddy Bear's drum. I appreciate that, Anna. Thank you. You know, but, you know, I was thinking today, because I'm wondering if I'm going to do any volunteering or anything like that when I move. And I don't know if you guys know, but there is another kitty who's got a Facebook page, Justin Fire Survivor. And Justin and Gallant, you know, they know each other, and we've talked a few times. to Kelly, who actually has Justin. But she has a rescue called the Kitty Crusade. So I might reach out to the Kitty Crusade and see if I could do, maybe some volunteer work. I mean, I can't scoop boxes much anymore because of my knees, but maybe I can do something, so we'll see. But one of the things is why I was looking for a ranch is because, I really have some knee problems. And it's really hard for me getting up the steps. And, for the past, 2 years in Defiance and 14 years in Virginia, I didn't really have to navigate steps too much. A couple getting in the house, but that's it. But, I'm not getting any younger and my knees aren't getting any better. So, we'll see. A cone is what is left after you eat your ice cream. Yeah, but it's really, really hard to find a ranch house in New Jersey. Oh, no problem, Ms. M. I'm glad to do it. A cube is what you use to play dice. The last 2 houses I've been in were ranches, but really hard. And that's why I was really, really heartbroken when that other ranch house that I thought was perfect for me, perfect, they didn't take my bid, and I still bid over the asking price, and I was really close to really what I could afford, and I don't want to, I don't want to be house poor, Taxes in North Jersey are already ridiculously high. Ridiculous. I'm going to probably pay 3 times. Oh, does he? Kogomoto? That's awesome. Manages the Barclay Center. Wow. And, my brother, I'm trying to get near my brother, and he works in New York as well. I appreciate Ms. M. And the first, I looked at a condo. And I loved the condo. And I just felt that condo spoke to me. Because it had a saying up there, that was one of Bonnie's favorite sayings. It was, well, Kogo, the problem with the shore, Kogo, is that it's not close to my brother, and I want to be close to my brother. So I really don't want to go outside of like Union County. Yeah, Sidewinder, that's the other thing, is the HOA fee. So this condo, they only allowed 1 cat. And I was really, really struggling with that. I made the offer, and I really felt a lot of remorse because I'd have to get rid of, I wasn't going to get rid of all, 3 of the cats were going to come with me, regardless if it was a limit. But then I had to get rid of 3 others. And it really, really ate at me. So when they didn't accept my offer, I was a little relieved. And I just told myself I'm not going to be in that situation again because, they're all coming with me. I made promises to all of them. So, of course, looking at apartments and looking at that, and looking at condos, most of them, even the cat-friendly ones, they don't really, they really don't allow any more than 2. So, yeah. So, I'm not going to get rid of the cats. I felt like I was letting them down. So like I said, if they would have taken the offer, I would have been heartbroken because I'd have to keep the 3 oldest ones. Yes, it is, Craig. It is a lifetime commitment. So like I said, I'm kind of glad that because I didn't think it through. And you know, now I know that that's a deal breaker now. No, you know, a sphere is a ball. And you know, three of the cats, Gallon is 10 years old now, Guinness is 12 years old, and Smudge is going to be 16. So, you know, so that's what I'm looking. I'm looking for something in Union County, but I want it to be close to my brother. So, so I'm looking in Kenilworth, Cranford, Westfield, Roselle Park, Clark. So I'm looking around there. So, and I know that there's some houses like in Rahway, but I'm not, yeah, I'm not crazy about some of the areas of Rahway. I don't think Weehawken is. I don't think Weehawken is in Union County. Cream Ridge, insanely expensive. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, the problem with Roselle Park Sidewinder though is the taxes are crazy. It is crazy. So the house that I'm looking at in Roselle Park, that if all goes well, I'm going to put a bid on. It's still like close to $9,000 in taxes. You know, and they're only asking for $350,000 for the house, but I guarantee you it's going to go at least $50,000 over the asking price. So if I like the house, I'm probably going to have to bid $400,000. But I mean, that's what I need to do if you know. So, but that Roselle Park house, you know, it's a cute little house. Karen, actually, the problem is it's everywhere, and because the housing market, you know, because the houses are going higher and higher, the taxes are going to be higher and higher. Thank you, Kogo. I appreciate that. Our world is a sphere too. Yeah, my brother, I don't think he's been assessed, but and he just put in on a he just put an addition on his house. Yes, KB, I'm hoping that too. Now I don't have a lot of equity in my house because I've only been in here for 2 years. But yeah, you're right. I do hope that I can. And it's a brand new house, so I think I'm hoping that I'll do okay, but we'll see. And from far, far away, it looks just like a point. Oh, so that's really it for if you look around you. But yeah, it is nuts. It is absolutely nuts. And from what I hear, it's nuts everywhere. I heard it's nuts in Defiance. How crazy it is. So, but the problem is right now demand is greater than supply. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, the good thing about this house in Roselle Park, it's right near the border of Roselle Park and Cranford. My brother lives in Cranford. There's no way I'm going to get a house in Cranford because, from what my realtor says, they're bidding $100,000 over the asking price in Cranford. I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. I'm really struggling, even thinking about bidding $50,000 over the asking price, which I'm probably going to have to do if it turns out that this house is nice. Now, yeah, Maple Shade. Yep, I remember Maple Shade. Yep. And of course, Cranford has a great park. They have a couple great parks. During the solar eclipse a few years ago, 2017. Yeah, 2017. I was up there, and we all went. We all had our eclipse glasses, and we had a great time in one of the parks, just watching the eclipse. That was a lot of fun. There was a lot of people around. Yep, that's Canby. Canby likes that exercise wheel. I saw that one of the little babies was on the exercise wheel this week. I don't think he was really doing much, but you know. All right. All right, everybody. I don't know if I'm going to be in next week or not. I kind of have to check to see. I have a feeling I'm not going to be in next week because I have a feeling because of a lot of people are going to be in Dayton that they'll probably have some kind of dinner for us. But I don't know. So, and then the next week after, I might be late. I don't know. So, all right, everybody. Everybody got a great night. Yes, Cayman. I'm going to be moving to New Jersey at some point. I just don't know when. So, have a good night, everybody. Thank you, Craig. Have a good night. Aha! I was wondering where you were. I was looking for you. Your best buddy is up here. Shouldn't you be talking to your best buddy and your brother? Hmm? I gotta scratch a belly, so. I gotta scratch a belly. I gotta scratch a belly. I gotta scratch a belly. I gotta scratch. Good boy. Where's your good boy?